I want to do a spot of printing and I want to do a little bit of embossing with it as well. So I've started by soaking my card. This is my all media card. So it soaks up the water nicely and becomes nice and flexible. And then I will pop that over here and pop it on this little sheet kitchen roll and just dab it slightly. And I'll do that with all of them, and then I'll stick them together in a plastic bag just to keep those moist. And I've got a few of them prepared. So I'll put them in here and hopefully that will keep them moist until I need them for the actual printing. I'm starting my printing experiments off with this mirror card. It's got a lovely shiny surface. It's almost plasticky, but it is just a piece of card, so it's really thin. And I've taken a little scoring tool and I've made myself a little pattern here with some stars and a couple of circles and some dashes. And I'm going to see if the grooves are deep enough for me to be able to make an impression on my damp card. So we'll see. I use this little tool here by Pergamo, which has an interesting tip, and the bonus is that it actually left two little notches as it moved along, so it's almost like a double groove as it goes along the page. So we'll see if that works, and I'm going to get some ink and we'll ink that up and then roll it through the machine to see if that actually makes any impression. The next material I'm going to play around with is this smoothie carton. So it's a UHT carton, it's a Tetra Pak, and it's got this lovely foil surface, and it's quite thick, but it is still card-like, so it's almost thin as card. So I'm going to scratch a little design in this as well, and we'll ink this up and send that through too. And here we have another material that I'll be using. This is actually a coffee bag. So it has my coffee beans in it. You can see I haven't actually washed it out because I just emptied it this morning. But again, it's got this lovely shiny plastic surface. Now it's a little bit thinner than card, so I did wonder whether if I cut it up and then stuck it onto a piece of board, whether that might make a nice surface for rolling through. So I'm going to give that a go too, because it seems really nice and shiny, and I think that that would make a really good surface for printing as well. I don't have any printer's ink, but I do have these little VersaMagic ink pads. So I'm going to use this one. I've got this one in sort of a plum colour. What colour is it? It's actually called Eggplant. So what I'm going to do is just stamp that over the top. I will probably get some on my work surface, but it's okay. It's got a plastic cover on top, so I can wipe that really easily. So I'll just stamp that over and hope that I get some into the grooves so that that ink stands a chance of coming off onto my paper. So I've given it a good coverage, and then after that I'm going to just wipe off the top layer, not all of it, but just enough so that I don't have a really dark cover. So I'm going to dab off some of the ink from the top until I've got just a really fine layer. So there we have like the thinnest layer on there. In fact, most of it's been buffed off. So we'll see whether that works. So I've got my cutting system set up. This is just going to roll it through, and I'm just popping my little plate in the middle of my dampened card, and I've got it on this piece of kitchen roll just to try and stabilize it. Then I'll put a plate on top of it and roll it through the machine. Let's see if that goes through. That went through nicely, so let's see what happens there. Oh, and that's a gorgeous impression. That's worked beautifully. So just a small amount of the ink was left on the etched plate, and it's come off absolutely beautifully, and that colour looks really good, doesn't it? Really pleased with that. Now let's pick it up and see if it's actually embossed it. It's stuck a little bit to the paper. Difficult to do this one-handed. Let's see. Oh, it has, very faintly, yes. So it has taken the emboss of the plate as well. So that's worked really well. So for a little piece of mirror card, wow, what an effect. Brilliant. Really pleased with number one. back over at my desk, and you can see here that because I had some notches already on my cutting plate, which I used to roller through the machine, it was actually a heart shape where I cut with a die. It's actually impressed that on the paper as well, and that looks really cool. I like that. There's loads of texture, and that's really lovely. I'm so pleased with that one. Right, let's get on to the next one. So from the mirror card, we are now going to use the Tetra Pak, and I'm going to use the same tool again, and this time let's do something slightly more random. Let's try a few little score lines. If I keep turning it like that, oh, I've actually cut through my Tetra Pak. Goodness, this tool is a bit sharp, isn't it? So I think, bearing that in mind, what I might do is just go the whole hog, see if we can cut that off, and maybe just continue scoring on this one, but I'll try to be a little bit more gentle this time. I think I'll have to find something else to do with this one. This is actually similar to the idea I was going to do with the coffee pack. So maybe I'll do it with this one instead. So keeping the elements just a little bit further away and sticking it on to another piece of card before it actually goes through the machine. So shall we try that? I've got a thin piece of card just because that was scrap on my desk. It's actually got a really nice linen texture in it. I wonder whether that actually might impress as well. So let's use that, and I'm going to add some of this double-sided tape to the back because I don't want to use wet glue because I'm too impatient to wait, and also I'm not sure whether that would stick particularly well with this very, very glossy surface. So if I just add a little bit of tape to each piece, that'll be enough to hold it in place while it goes through. Oops, I think I've just put that on the wrong side. That was silly, wasn't it? Uh-oh, that wasn't very clever. So now I've got tape on the wrong side. Oh dear, that's a fail. Right, so let's instead just put a little piece on here and stick these down. That's not very straight, is it? And if I just keep that a little bit further away, then we'll have a really lovely deep groove. And for this one now, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll just have to leave it at that. Okay, let's ink it up and we'll see what happens. It'd be lovely to see if the linen texture actually embosses or whether it's just a little bit further away, too far away to do that. It's very exciting. Right then, I'll wipe most of that off and then we'll run it through the machine. Okay, let's head over to the roller. So let's pop the plate in the middle there, and I'll get my cutting plate and we'll roll it through. Just by the way, that's the groove that ended up embossing before. So that was a nice happy accident, wasn't it? Okay, drum roll. Let's see. Oh, goodness. It has. Look at that. So we've got some texture of the card and the plate as well. That looks really cool. I think there must have been a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of the ink on this one. Let's go over and compare them. So here we have the first two side by side, and this one has definitely taken more ink. Now, it didn't look to me like there was any more on there, but it certainly seems to have taken more. So the mirror card obviously did some of it must maybe more of it just removed before I actually put it on there. But the Tetra Pak has actually held on to quite a lot. It's still added some of the scratch lines, but maybe because I wasn't quite so thorough with those, because I was scared of cutting it again. And that's lovely because I've got the separation. We've got a lovely white line there, but the impression of the cardstock behind it has come through really well, so that's brilliant. You can see that so clearly. I absolutely love that. So that just goes to show you can just use basic textured cardstock to create a really nice impression, and that has embossed it a little bit as well, so that's absolutely superb. I love the way that works. I think they're both great so far. So let's move on and get that coffee bag. So there's a very thin layer left on there, possibly a little bit more than I did before, but so we'll see how that comes off. But there seems to be some in my groove, so let's see if that rolls as well. So it's been rolled through, and let's see what looks. Oh, if I can even pick it up. Let's see what it looks like underneath. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That has worked beautifully. It's so different, isn't it? That just goes to show the surfaces make such a difference. So the white and the brown have, and the white and the foil rather, have worked really differently. So which way round was this? Let's have a look. I think, is it that way? We shall study it carefully in a moment. Let's take it over to the desk and have a look. And this is the final pull with this plate here, and we can see that because this is obviously pulled over like this, this is that, and then that's the foil. So the foil side actually gave the darker impression and the white gave the lighter impression. So that's really amazing, isn't it? Can you see the detail on there, how that has come through? We've got the lovely embossed background here as well with that gorgeous linen card, and the marks have all come through fantastically. So I am so pleased with that. So let's have a look at all of them together. So we have the stars, which was the first one, and that was the mirror card, and that worked beautifully, and that was a really clean print. Then my happy accident finding out about the linen card, and also because I cut through, having that lovely white space in between, and that foil coating of the Tetra Pak gave quite a dark finish, so that was lovely. And then this final one here with the coffee bag, and how beautifully that's worked. So just a little piece of card and a few pieces of scrap trash basically. It's worked absolutely beautifully. I am so pleased with those, and I wonder whether I can get lots of pulls from these. I may well see if I can make a slightly more impressive plate, something that I might actually want to use, and see how many times I can get that through the machine. So I'm really pleased with those. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this. If you have, give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.